Yo, what's up guys? Today we are reacting to this video that was suggested by a user named Samad. So this is Rajamouli's style of movie making, RRR and its connection to history. Okay, so this is a video from the channel called, let me double check the channel.
Subscribe to Bisbo.
Bisbo. So the name of the channel is Bisbo. So go ahead and subscribe to them. And yeah, I guess that's it. The link is in the description. This one has been subtitled by another channel, and you can check that out as well. Let's go.
Is 13 an unlucky number? It surely seems so for SS Rajamouli, when during the term of the 13th President of India, Pranab Mukherjee, Rajamouli's home state of Andhra Pradesh was ripped into two with the formation of Telangana.
Oh.
Named him because
both states speak the same language, share the same food, culture, and watch the same movies. Then
Why did they?
so while
Yeah,
doing his
that's my
innumerable
question.
readings of the Ramayana, Mahabharata, and Indian history, when he came across freedom fighters Komaram Bhim from Telangana and Alluri Sitaram Raju from Andhra region, a majestic idea popped up in his head. He discussed it with his father K. Vijayendra Prasad, the noted scriptwriter.
నానా ఈ ఇద్దరి హీరోల్ని కలిపి ఒక సినిమా.
Wait a second. This is Rajamouli is a son of a scriptwriter. K. Vijayendra Prasad. Wow. Wait, do I know him? Do I know him?
He discussed it with his father K. Vijayendra Prasad, the noted scriptwriter.
నానా ఈ ఇద్దరి హీరోల్ని కలిపి ఒక సినిమా తీస్తే ఎలా ఉంటుంది? It will be our way of saying that we are one, not separate people.
But Rajamouli would be swimming against the tide were he to make a film on freedom fighters in British India. Almost every such film had failed or was only moderately successful at the box office, even though some had collected awards.
That was
No one
with
wants to
Amir
pay money
Khan.
to watch a history lesson on the big screen.
Your storytelling fails if you don't put a twist to the historical narrative.
And that twist was therefore all to see when Rajamouli released RRR, Rise, Roar, Revolt, with
Nice.
two top Telugu stars, Ram Charan and Junior NTR.
Okay, let's just talk about this for 1 second. There is a fine line and a very subtle difference between based on a true story and inspired in a true story. So, like for example, Titanic was inspired by a true story. It was not based on a true story. So we need to see the difference here. KGF was inspired by a true story, but it's not based on a true story. You know, these movies are inspired by a true story. When you're talking about based on a true story, it means that you have the foundation in history. So whenever you want to make a movie that is inspired in history, it has historical elements, but there are different there are additional characters, different storylines, then that's just an inspiration. So be careful when you read movies that say based on a true story and inspired in a true story. Okay, Sardar Udham is based on a true story. The Kashmir Files is based on a true story. Okay, so Jai Bhim is based on a true story. So there's a big difference between, it's a fine line, but it's a big difference. It's very subtle, but it's a big difference. Okay, based on a true story and inspired on a true story. Watch out for that one.
Borrowing heavily from the epics, K. Vijayendra Prasad blended history, patriotism, and unbreakable friendship with mythology, molding Bhim's character after Hanuman by bringing in the Sanjeevani angle, recreating the carrying of Ram on his shoulders, and many other such references which we will be posting in our community section.
Okay.
Now Lord Ram never met Pandava Bhim, but Prasad,
A lot of
with the magic
references.
of his pen, brought them together for RRR. Rajamouli's use of the Cuban revolutionary Che Guevara's motorcycle, the Norton 500, was his tribute to the struggle of the week. As cash registers started ringing, the distributors and producers of the film are doing the steps of the Nacho Nacho song. But do you know how many takes they took for this song?
Oh,
The perfectionist
tell me.
Rajamouli who had clearly visualized the screens in his head beforehand, cut, seemed to be unhappy with every take for some reason or the other.
Wow.
Cut. Ram, your hip is too high.
Your hip is too high.
Nobody was allowed to improvise upon his vision. Cut! The dust is coming from the wrong side.
Wow. Even the direction of the dust.
Cut! 70 plus takes.
Bro, 70 plus takes. Do you know how hard that is? That dance is not easy, and it is very tiring on your legs. So the final take that we saw, we see Junior NTR and we see Ramcharan smiling and dancing with a lot of energy. How did they manage to do 70 takes and their legs still work? And they still have love for for Rajamouli. Because I saw their interview, they're very close friends. Goodness, they still have love for him because, you know, the takes, I think the cuts were very tasteful and it wasn't just him being picky.
And guess which take was approved? You will be surprised.
The first.
Answer at the end of the video.
The first
What
take.
commitment. Can you imagine two privileged South Indian stars, both sons of former superstars, putting so much effort into just one song?
Wait, I knew Ramcharan was the son of a famous actor, but of course, NTR Jr., the junior, you know, makes me automatically by default, I understand he is a son. But I didn't know he was an actor. Rama Rao, NT Rama Rao, grandfather. Okay. Wow, actor, filmmaker, and APCM. And Telugu superstar Chiranjeevi. Yeah, I've seen him before. I saw him in the new movie trailer. I'm not going to remember the name of the trailer, but Ramcharan and his father in the same movie.
Superstars putting so much effort into just one song? Since Bahubali, Rajamouli expects all his actors to get into the skin of their character.
Yeah.
This information will train your mind to think how the characters would behave in 150 to 200 different situations.
What?
After reading and rereading
Okay, it's confirmed. SS Rajamouli is Doctor Strange. Definitely.
After reading and rereading the sheets over a continuous period of 3 days, they themselves became the character. Then they were tested on how much of it they had imbibed.
Bhima, if you see an injured snake along your path, what will you do? Sir, I will catch it and nurse it back to health. Ram, how will you react?
Nothing can come between me and my mission. So with a heavy heart, I will leave it lying there injured. But if it tries to attack me, I will kill it. But
Wow.
despite all this, Rajamouli's movies don't have any memorable dialogues. Unlike in Pushpa,
Pushparaj. Yeah. No. It's Yavatekadele. This is in Hindi, right? Yeah, so I think SS Rajamouli isn't trying to go for dialogues. So even when I was writing the RRR rap, I focused more on the storytelling than the dialogue. When I wrote Bahubali, it was very hard for me to find dialogue. Like when you guys saw the KGF rap, you saw that I used a lot of dialogue from the movie to tell the story. When I did Bahubali, there were some dialogues that I used, but nothing memorable, nothing like boom. So it was more of a storytelling. And it's two different types of directing. So I noticed this. I noticed that, you know, dialogue is not the main focus of Rajamouli's movies.
but despite all this, Rajamouli's movies don't have any memorable dialogues. Unlike in Pushpa,
पुष्पराज मैं झुकेगा नहीं साला
or even the decades-old Mr. India.
मोगेम्बो खुश हुआ
However, he has a very versatile family that are involved in all aspects of his movies. For RRR, his father was a scriptwriter, son, line producer,
Wow.
wife, costume designer, cousin, music director, another cousin,
That's his
script doctor,
cousin.
and sister-in-law in post-production.
The music director is
Rajamouli understands the
spectacular.
importance of VFX in
And it's his
theatrical
cousin.
releases, which is why a large part of his budget, 150 crore of RRR's 400 crore, was spent on VFX, approximately
Bro.
the same amount he spent on his entire star cast. No wonder his films are eagerly anticipated by theatregoers who throng cinema halls, earning him pots. Elsewhere, even
Also, I think it's fair if you are demanding so much of the actor, 72 takes, you know, reading the script 150 times, like 200 times to get different situations. If you're demanding so much, having them work for years upon years, I think, you know, you should pay them, you know, at least half of your budget. So it's fair. I love this director.
elsewhere, even fans of Junior NTR had to be cajoled by the star himself. Rajamouli has given equal importance to both Ram and Bhim's roles.
Nice.
A noted historian and author mistook the movie for a history lesson. Alluri Sitarama Raju never had any romantic interest in his life. This is a case of character assassination. On the
Yeah.
contrary, we should be grateful that Rajamouli has thrown light on the various unknown struggles against the British. The movie is loosely based on the Adivasi revolts of the 1920s after the introduction of the Madras Forest Act in 1882 that took away their lands.
Wow.
In reality,
So sad.
Alluri Sitaram Raju was born in 1897 in a small village near Andhra's Vishakhapatnam, while Komaram Bhim was born in 1901 in Telangana's Asifabad village.
I mean, they're from
Alluri
the
led
same.
the Rampa rebellion in what is now Godavari district of Andhra Pradesh, while Bhim fought the Nizam of Hyderabad, a British proxy. He coined the slogan Jal Jangal Jameen, water forest land. Alluri was captured by the Britishers, tied to a tree, and killed in May 1924. Bhim was killed by the Nizam's army in 1940 at Jodeghat near Hyderabad.
Oh, wow.
The aftermath of
Guys, did you actually think that would be a better story? Sometimes, you know, okay, history lessons are nice and you know, but for a movie, you have to tweak a few things, you know.
at Jodeghat near Hyderabad. The aftermath of the movie has made Ram Charan a marketable star in Mumbai city, the heart of its film industry. Now Yash's KGF 2 has marched his army into the heart of the Hindi heartland. Through cameos by Bollywood stars Sanjay Dutt and Raveena Tandon,
That's not a cameo. That is not a cameo. They have characters. They have full-blown characters, not a cameo.
through cameos by Bollywood stars Sanjay Dutt and Raveena Tandon, adopting a strategy similar to RRR.
Alia Bhatt
Now
and
we will tell
AJ
you which take of the
Devan.
Nacho Nacho song was approved for the final cut. Ready? Yeah,
Number
it's
2.
the second one. Bisbo's limerick. History decided that they never meet, but Rajamouli crafted just such a deed. With a twist in the plot, the two together he brought. As usual, his films, our expectations exceed.
Nice poem at the end. Okay, so this is something I don't really agree
The
upon.
final cut. Ready? Yeah, it's the second one.
Okay, so here's the thing from my own experience. I have learned that I am a perfectionist. I have been my whole life. And I would do things over and over again, trying to get the best and the best and the best. And what I learned was that sometimes I need to step back and look, take some time and look again. Because sometimes it's just my perfectionism. So you see over here, take 2 was the one that was selected. Because I think, you know, there were so many takes they watched over and over again and they ended up thinking take 2 was the best. But was it really necessary to do 72 takes? When you're a perfectionist, you do as many takes as you possibly can so you can get the best results. You want to take advantage, you know, make sure that you're getting the best out of your investment, right? But there are some times that it's not really necessary, because let's say 72 takes got your actors tired. It got, you know, you spent a lot more money, you know, on the hourly rates, you know, renting the location, renting the equipment and all of that. And you could have got things done faster. And at the end, they chose take number 2. So I think if they had stepped back a little bit, rested for like at least 10 minutes, went back, watched the take again, and say, okay, this is good for me. 10 takes would be max, you know, 10 takes. Of course, who am I to say? I haven't worked in a big budget movie like this, but I have experienced a lot of perfectionist directors, you know. When I worked as a producer, I have seen many people, not only directors, but actors and TV presenters. Man, I worked with a TV presenter that, goodness, he would take 30 minutes just to give his greetings. Nothing was good for him. You know, just the introduction of the TV program would take 30 minutes. You know, and it's simple. For example, what I do is, yo, what's up, guys? C-Triple over here, and today we're going to react to this. That's it. That's my greeting. You know, I do it every single day. He did it every single day, and he would take 30 minutes every time. So I think perfectionism is good when you find the perfect take. But if the perfect take was already there in the take number 2, for example, it means that there was something more than perfectionism. Because, as I said, I'm not criticizing SS Rajamouli. I'm just saying that from my experience, sometimes it's a curse to be perfectionist. For many years, I did not want to open a YouTube channel because I wanted the perfect scenery. I wanted the perfect video. I wanted the perfect quality. And that held me back for years, for many years. I would never be happy with the videos. I would post them, delete them, post them. Right now, I'm so comfortable doing what I do. And I think, you know, there are 2 different things. One, looking for the best possible take. That's one thing. The best possible take, that's one thing. Right? Because I know we didn't get it yet. I want to get the best possible take. I know it's not there yet. I know it's not there yet. That's one thing. And it's another thing, you already have the take, but you couldn't see it because you were too excited, too busy, too emotional, or too demanding, or too perfectionist. And I think that's where the line has to be drawn, because these are extremely talented actors, extremely talented dancers. They got the take in the second take. Maybe the first one wasn't as perfect, but the second one, they nailed it. But then they had to do it over and over and over again, you know. And that is something that intrigues me. But as I said, it takes a lot of effort, dedication, and time. And sometimes there's a lot of pressure, so you don't want to mess up. But as a perfectionist myself, I think the best solution would be take a break, record 5 takes, step back, refresh, go back, watch it. If you're satisfied with that, go with it, you know. But that's not my tip to SS Rajamouli. I'm just using this as an example for you guys, because SS Rajamouli is super successful. He doesn't need to change anything that he has done. I haven't worked with him. I don't know. What I'm saying is that you guys who are watching, if you guys want to do a project and you're holding back, don't hold back. Don't let your perfectionism stop you from doing what you actually want to do. Because the fact is, you must make mistakes. You must start to learn to fix them. So if you guys want to open a YouTube channel, just start. Oh, but I only have my phone. just start. My first ever video was on my phone. You just need to start. Okay, so I took this moment just to, you know, tell you my experience. I will repeat, this is not a criticism to SS Rajamouli, it's not a criticism to anyone. I'm just saying, I have suffered with perfectionism for a long time. Of course, sometimes it would help me to get the perfect quality project, but sometimes it would just delay my progress. And I think progress is what we need. Okay, progress is what we need, so that we can guarantee quality every single time. And the more experience you have, the more quality you can achieve in less attempts. Okay, anyways, this was a lovely movie. I really loved RRR. I really loved this video. This video was very well made, so go over to Bisbo and, you know, subscribe to them, leave a comment, leave a like. I'm gonna let them say it for you.
Subscribe to Bisbo and press the bell icon. See boring news turn into
Okay, so subscribe to them. They did a great job. And guys, I'll see you on the next video. Thank you for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And I hope SS Rajamouli makes many more movies. I can't wait for his next one, because RRR was amazing, spectacular, flawless. It was perfect. See you soon, guys. Don't forget, like, subscribe. Join us on Discord. The link is in the description. You can make friends, you can talk, you can send a suggestion. And that's it. Take care now. Bye-bye.